Hey, this is Leaf here, an investor that utilizes momentum strategy to identify key stocks, understand when to hold them, and understand when to get rid of them. So we're going to walk through today on our momentum strategy, what that looks like based on a look back of February results, as well as understanding what we're going to be selecting for March. Overall, February was a great month for this momentum selection. As you can see here, it was the only one that performed high in this regard, over 10% returns over the last month, whereas major indices were all down except for one, which was only about 1% up. So we're going to walk through this today. We're going to pick out our selection as well for March and identify new key aspects to consider. As always, this video is an opinion and is for information purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice, so you should seek out a duly licensed professional for investment advice. First off, from any momentum strategy, we want to make sure that we have an understanding that we're in the markets when we should be and out of the markets when we ought to be. Overall, using a 3-month look back window, we can see great performance from major indices, especially compared to other investments such as bonds and gold that have had significant reductions over the past several months. So certainly from this process, want to make sure that we're on board and a risk-on approach for these equities. From our selection that we based off of our momentum strategy, we selected the following 10 equities. This is made up of both S&P as well as NASDAQ selection using those indices and deduplicating. We utilize a look back. This is a 3-month look back to sort by performance, and then we take the top 10 best performers over that time period. So if we look at February 5th and then a look back of November 6th, we get the performance rating and we make that selection. Overall, as you can see here, this is our top 10 that then we picked on February 5th and entered into for those holds. What we do is then look every month towards a rebalancing strategy. Keep those winners that are going up as well as shed those that are no longer within the top earners here. Overall, each entity that we selected had this strong performance. Mainly, as you'll see here, a lot of energy stocks which became critical during the month of February. We also had a few that we had to cut our losses on, Moderna, Tesla, and Technip. These losses, we put a 10% stop loss in. So overall, still saw great results, especially from the energy sector here. Diving into it, these 10 equities saw an overall gain in the month of February of 10.75%. The 3 equities that I'd mentioned that we put stop losses in of 10%, Moderna, Tesla, and Technip, drove down that overall basket, but then we were strong. We had a strong portfolio based on what we saw with Marathon Oil, Discovery Communications, Occidental, as well as Viacom, all easily over 10%, if not more. And we still had strong results from others as well, such as Baidu and Diamondback, which earned a healthy 5% and 7.5% as well. These results, whenever we compare them to other indices, were very strong. Every indice except for Hong Kong was down over this same time period. So certainly great results to see here, demonstrating the strength of this momentum strategy. We'll be looking in the month of March to pick up a few more, two more energy sector stocks, HollyFrontier as well as Devon Energy. Interestingly enough, we'll be selecting Twitter despite the downturn of tech stocks over the past month or so. but Twitter has had a healthy and strong approach, so we'll be looking to pick that up. And these are based again on that momentum strategy, looking at that 3-month look back window. And then we see with the 3-month look back, these are the top 10 strongest. We are selling from our previous portfolio Moderna, Tesla, and Technip. These were ones no longer made it into the top 10, and likewise were ones that we cut our losses on when we saw that drawback over the course of our holding window. So we'll return again as we see the market moving. Speaking briefly to that as well, want to make note, depending on the investment risk, we may be considering, a downturn here, a small correction, potentially 5 to 10%. We're hitting on top of this long-term resistance line here. So it'll be interesting to see either if the market breaks out of that or is looking to draw down further. It will be evident in the coming days, I believe, that we'll begin to see which direction this market is going. At this time, given our risk profile, we are choosing to still remain within this market.